Hi, sorry, that was totally my fault. I was putting it into the holder and my hand just barely grazed the screen, but it was enough to turn off the live and end it. Crazy. Sorry about that. Hopefully you can find me again. Oh, I hate that when that happens and then my videos are separate, and not that we did anything important. So as I was saying, we're going to look at the celebration products that are available. Hopefully, if you found me before, you will find me again. Oh my goodness, this is not a good start to the day. February host code is here for February. If you are purchasing any purchases under $200, you can use the host code. If you're over $200, don't use the host code because you will get rewards for yourself. Okay, so I have shown this one before. You guys have seen, probably, if you've watched this before or have been following anything. There's all these great free items. Most of them are still available. The Softly Stippled wasn't available the last time I looked, but it should be coming back, and I'm hoping it's coming back because I was planning on doing a class with it. So hopefully that's coming back. And yeah, so that's that one. The stuff that is available now, oh yeah, see, I froze up again on my iPad, but the comments usually still keep coming through, so comment if you're here and watching. Okay, so these are the new items that were released as of February 1st, and they are really great deals. So there's a couple of stamp sets, beside Me Cling stamp set, the botanical layers, those are both in the annual catalog, worth $36 and $32. So with a purchase of 60, you're basically like paying 50% for each of your products. Like, it's crazy. Then they have the Delightfully Eclectic Designer Series paper. This is in the annual catalog as well. It is a huge pack of paper. I actually have to store it in two, what do you call them, sleeves, because it is so much paper. Like, it is so much paper. I don't know if you can tell. Anyways, I've cut into those and we will be using them today. Yeah, so it's normally $41. You can get it for free with a $60 purchase. The Just Kidding Designer Series paper, we're going to use that today as well. It's in the mini catalog. It goes, it's part of a suite. It goes with the Kidding Around bundle. I waffled on this bundle, and this was before this paper came out as part of the Sale-a-brate items, and I kind of caved because I have boys and Lego and castles, and I mean, they're all grown. Well, they still play with Lego, but they're growing up, but it's still, I thought it would be suiting if I ever get to scrapbooking their stuff. The Love This Memory Notebook kit. It's an awesome kit. I had it out and I forgot to pull it out for this. It's regular $34. That can be found on the online exclusives. And then the Robot Buddies Kids Card Kit. It's worth $32 as well. That can be found on the online exclusives. The Stripes and Splatters, that's in the annual catalog. We've got the Sweet Thoughts, Memories, and More cards and envelopes. Those are in the mini, and that is another one that I'm planning on doing a class. My words. It's just the envelopes and cards, and then the card pack that has like the stickers and all the cute cards. Those you can purchase separately in the mini catalog, but they all go together. Then if you spend $120, if you don't have these markers yet, oh good, Linda, I'm glad you found me again. Sorry about that. That was totally me. My hands knocked I swear it barely touched my phone, and somehow it managed to hit that very spot. Hi, Yolande. Yeah, so you can get this whole set of markers that's normally $55 for free with $120 purchase of other items. And then there's the Dragonfly Punch, which is in our annual catalog. I searched and searched. I'm not sure, like, I mean, you can punch this out and not have the dragonfly stamp. I made this card because I was just playing with it, but so originally it came with the dragonfly garden. It was a really cute, I think it was a whole suite last year. There was some Memory and More cards that went with it, and but this stamp set is nowhere to be found. I'm wondering if it's kind of like a carryover item, but I don't know where it is. I couldn't find a matching dragonfly anywhere to go with the punch, but the punch is still in the annual catalog. So if you're looking for a dragonfly, the punch is there, but I'm not sure about like this. I'm assuming I don't have a retired sticker on it, but I'm not sure how to get that if you are looking for it. Anyways, yeah, so those are the celebration items. I decided, you know, everybody always says they have, like, especially during celebration, I end up having so many designer series papers piling up. So I wanted to show you some ways to use your designer series paper in ways that maybe you've already done. Like this first one, you've probably done it. I mean, that's pretty much what it's for. And the other two hopefully are new to you and might inspire you to use your designer series paper. So the first piece of paper I have is from the Eclectic Designer Series paper. That's that big pack, the $41 pack that's free right now. I just realized I forgot to take out my pool party. So the color on the background is pretty peacock. I want to kind of, I don't want the hearts to pop as much. You'll see why. So I'm going to come in, and don't forget, you can always color your designer series paper. So if you wanted, say, because it's a darker background, you could use lots of light colors and just come in and color it, and it wouldn't affect, it might change the background a wee bit depending on the color, but like to do blue on blue is no big deal. And then let's use our glass plate. I probably should even use the brayer for this. It's be so much quicker, but you will get the idea. We're just kind of, you can still see the hearts there, and if you want to be careful not to hit the pink, you could do that. I'm not being very careful right now because, you know, these videos are a race for time. No, a couple of these cards are, I tried to do a lot of pre-cutting so it won't, I don't have to bore you. Okay, so it still looks super pretty and the hearts are there, but it's a little more subdued. And then I'm just going to take my cloth because even though you can't see, pool party is very deceiving. It looks like it's not there because it matches the glass. Anyways, okay. So then I just got the Sending Love bundle, which is super cute. I feel like stamps and mail kind of stuff is kind of the trend right now. I've seen a lot of cards from other companies and whatever, and I really liked the stamped, I don't know, what do you call that? When you have a stamp on your, anyways, they usually put that, and then the postal, whatever. So this is got some super fun pieces. So I pre-cut, same time, I pre-cut a bunch of pieces. So we've got our wooden piece, we've got our envelope, which Linda, I know you wanted this just so you could get the envelope. It's a good size envelope. It's not like teeny tiny, which is nice. And it's all pre-scored once you cut it. I think I cut it out of thick white instead of basic white, which makes it quite thick, but that's okay. We'll make it work. I like the dimension. Hopefully you can see it. I always end up off screen because I can't see with it frozen like this. what I'm doing. Oh, and I missed the spot. Oh my goodness. This is not a good start to my day. Okay, we'll just hold that for a second. Maybe I'll put a block on it, but I need to wipe off the excess glue that's squished out here. So I find the best way to take off the glue is to use a baby wipe. It's wet, doesn't stick. Okay, then I need a block. This is the downside to, oh, that's too small. I'm using glue instead of, there, that'll hold it down. Then we've got our mailbox. So, oops, this didn't cut out all the way here. So there's a little hole, and there's a hole for the little mail thingy-majiggy. I don't know what you call those. It's like the old style mailbox. In the, well, they still have them, and I think in the States, I don't know if they actually use them. Linda, maybe you know. But I know I see them like in the US. People have these kind of mailboxes. And of course in Canada, we don't even have, well, we have mailboxes, but the Postal Service doesn't use them. They use those stupid lock boxes that keep getting broken into. Now, I almost messed this up. Before I glue that down, I want to put my little doodad on, and I have some brads. There's from Stampin' Up, but they're from long, long ago. They do have some brads right now in the catalog. I think they're square though. These ones, and these ones just happen to be white, and I'm going with a white on white on white kind of thing. And actually, before I even glue this, I should have done my stamping, but because I've already got the glue on, you have a but do you have this little thingy on your mailboxes? And I know it's to kind of signal whether there's mail inside or not. I think it's the postal people that do it so that you know that there's mail. Is that right? I don't know. We've never, we see them in the movies and stuff, but I've never seen them actually used here. So I don't think I've even seen those kind of mailboxes here. And then I'm just going to add a bit of Pool Party to my heart. I'm adding a little party to my heart. You have a flight. Yeah, oh, there's mail to go. Oh, so they pick up the mail as well. You don't have to take it to them. How nice. That is awesome. I have a beef with Canada Post right now. This is the second time in probably a year that I've had an envelope return. It's like a card that I've mailed to someone, and it gets returned to me saying can't go or whatever. And I look up the address, and it's the right address and everything. So this time I went back to the post office, and I said, you know, is it my handwriting? Is it like, what is this? Like, why is it getting sent back? Because this is the correct address. And of course the girl is like, well, it's not on this end. You'd have to call customer service. And I said, well, like, this is she said, you can try again. And I said, okay, well, how do I? And she said, but you have to put it in a new envelope, and you have to put a new stamp because it's already been run through and it has that mark on it. I'm like, so you want me to pay again to maybe get it to its destination, but not know why? Yeah, needless to say, not impressed. So anyways, luckily it was, isn't it frustrating? Have you had that happen? And then, you know, you have to bring your mail to a separate mailbox for them to pick up, and you have to go to your lockbox to pick, like, it's like, really, what? And then the odd time that they deliver to the house, like a parcel or something, they put it at the wrong house, or like, oh, I don't think they pay their people enough or something. I don't know. I don't know what it is. And just the amount that they charge now too is ridiculous. And the fact that customer service is like totally gone downhill. Not cool. Okay. I'm just going to put a second. I cut out 2 of these grasses because it's pretty sparse. And so I thought if you kind of like layer it, but then shift it to one side a little bit, then it gives you more plates of grass. That might piss some people off who like their perfect grass and it's not all nice and even, but you know, I thought it looked cute. So then I'm going to put this into here, but first I'm going to stamp, which I should have done before I close it all up. There's this cute little mail stamp and I want to put it on my mailbox. But since I'm going with the all white kind of theme, isn't it a cute mailbox? I love these mailboxes. And I always think of them as old fashioned, but really, I think it's an American postal service thing. Then I'm going to take some white embossing powder. I'm just going to Versamark this up again because, you know, I wasn't ready. Okay. Oh, again. I think I'm a little flustered. First, I end my video. Then I've got things glued where I don't want. Okay, hopefully the rest of this goes better. All right, so I don't know if you can see that, but there is mail powdered on there. And then I'm just gonna heat this up. It's because I was at the vet this morning with Willow. Poor Willow. She was just in, I was trying to get her into the vet, but they're so busy. She just went for chiro, which always helps her a little bit, but she's not doing so good. And their best friend that they've always kind of grown up with just passed yesterday, so I have to go visit, and it's going to be strange when they go and their buddy isn't there anymore. And then it makes me think about her. All right, so then I'm going to pop my grass up. Yeah, I don't know. I hope they can just do something for her. That's the most frustrating part. Every time I go in there, it's like, oh, it's just her kidneys, but it's not her kidneys. Like, she has no muscle mass left. She falls. What color did I do? The male? I used white embossing powder, but you could use clear embossing powder for what, because you can tell it's a little bit more yellowy than the actual cardstock. So if you wanted like more white on white kind of look. Now I'm gonna glue this onto a piece of white just because you know how designer series paper is loosey-goosey, and once I start putting all these strong things on, I just feel like it needs a bit more oomph to it. Although I could probably just mount it onto my card base. That would be an idea. But this way, if I want to pop it up, I can pop it up. Whoa! Good thing I used glue. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is like the comedy show, not the crafting show. All right. We're getting there. Holy moly. Now my hands are all sticky. Ugh. Okay. Let's keep going. I can do this. I can do it. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna, oops. I thought I had lined up my dimensionals, but not quite. That's okay. So I've got my little grass. And then because I popped it up on dimensionals, I can stick my, and I'm going to use Stampin' Seal for this because otherwise the glue will ooze out of the wood parts and pieces. So that would be my recommendation, is not to use glue unless you kind of went very thin and around it kind of thing. I'm going to just put a small dimensional onto the back of this part to kind of pop it up. The rest of it I'm just going to glue down, or I could just use adhesive, but okay, and I'll pull that off. Hopefully I'm in the screen. I can do it, yes. You can do it. Yes, you can. Okay, so Linda, what is the rule then to say there's mail to be picked up? Is it supposed to be up or is it supposed to be down? And what happens when you are, when there's mail in the mailbox that they've left for you? How does that kind of play out? I'm curious. I need to make it realistic looking, you know. Oops. I don't know if this is flag up means you have mail. You have mail that you need to come get, or that the mail person needs to pick up. Anyways, that is the first card. So just using your, I put it on a white card base, which I don't need to bore you with, but that's the finished card with just the designer series paper as your background. Easy peasy. I'm sure everyone's thought of that one. That one's not too new. Okay, I've lost my cover here. Then my next one, I'm going to use, it's still using the eclectic paper. I've done a ton. I wasn't going to do this card. I made it and I was like, oh, this is going to be a bad card to do as a live. Bye, Elon. Thanks for coming. There's so many pieces and parts. Up means you put mail to go, then the mailman takes your mail and puts the flag down. Oh, okay. So when he's delivering you mail, the flag is down. Okay, where was I going with this? There was so many pieces and parts, and I was like, it ended up pretty, but it's very abstract, and it's, but this will give you an idea of how you can kind of use your paper in a different way. It would probably be good more for scraps than for using big pieces, but it's another way to use it. So these are some of the eclectic paper. They're very eclectic, right? Like quite eclectic. So I cut out with the dies. So this is from the hot air balloon bundle, which is in our mini catalog. So you can have a lot of fun stamping and just cutting out, but you can also have fun with designer series paper. So I cut out a heart balloon, a large balloon, and a medium balloon, or small, I guess. Then I've got, I ended up, the first time I did this, I did not use adhesive paper. And so I did the adhesive paper on these little things so you don't have to watch me struggle with glue, which is always a good thing. And then we've got some of these, and we've got a bunch of clouds. And then we've got some more. Got our decoration for our balloons. Pieces and parts for all our balloons. Baskets. More clouds. More pieces and parts. Okay, so I'm gonna move this out of the way, and I'm gonna move this out of the way because that's for the sentiment. And we'll set this aside. And then we're gonna play with our stuff. So then I came in, I took a piece of basic white and I cut pieces in, so it's kind of like a puzzle frame almost. And then I'm gonna glue it down. I'm just gonna glue it onto my other white piece. Be careful around. I just want to get it on the edges a little bit so it doesn't catch on stuff. Okay. Then I tried to cut the bottom piece a wee bit smaller than the top so that it wouldn't, it could be slightly off. Only I'm slightly off and it's sticking out, but that's okay. You can always recut it too. It's not the end of the world. Okay, so I've got my, I just kind of ran wherever it kind of fits. So with my first go around, I realized I had put this balloon too low, so I ended up having to cut the basket. So I think that was part of what I didn't like. And then here I've got two clouds. Where's my, I'm missing. Okay, and then again, like we did with the hearts, I find the white and color with all of this, it makes it like too busy. So what I decided to do was to, again, just kind of blend it out. So this one is crushed curry. I'm just going to take, and crushed curry, it must be a very juicy pad because it's quite strong. So I'm going to tap it off. And I'm just kind of mute it a little bit, right? Just so it's not so in your face. Oh, there, see? I told you it was very juicy. That one almost made the dots disappear. Okay, so we've got all of our dots done. And now you could, to make this much easier, you could even just color your designer series paper before you cut it out with your dies. If you know what you're doing before you start hacking and stuff. And I'm going to do the same thing with our balloon here. This one is bubble bath. That's why I had it out. I didn't know why I had bubble bath out. And then now it makes sense. Yeah, and it just kind of, you know, it's just not, it matches more like this kind of look. So I think maybe because it's the eclectic paper and I'm more of a matchy person, I'm not a very eclectic person. This speaks to me when it's kind of, I don't know, call me crazy. Can't see when yeah, I know. Okay, let me bring this down here. And then, because I just have a tendency to work at the bottom. Hopefully that's better. But tell me, thank you for telling me, because like I said, my screen on my iPad is frozen. I can see the comments coming up, but I can't see what I'm actually doing. So I'm like totally crafting blind to you guys, unfortunately. So, yes. Anyways, oh yeah, I was going to start here because I wanted to put my one cloud in here before I put my balloon on. Let's do the sky. And we'll put the littlest cloud. Maybe this one? I thought I had a little one of this. Too many pieces, too many parts. I guess I don't. I'll use this one. Okay. Or I could use the pink, I guess. I could use, oh, but I need a pink. Okay, we'll just use this one. Okay, so we'll piece our puzzle here. It's kind of nice because you have, I mean, it's good and it's not. So some of these I put in crooked. But if you're not too fussy about whether it's your clouds are crooked or not, then that works. Oops, we want that on top. I think maybe it'll go underneath. Let's see. On top or under? What do you think? Maybe under. I'll do this one under, I think. And then this piece goes on top. If I can get the piece off. Okay. And oh, actually, almost did that wrong. I couldn't get this one underneath last time because I glued it down. This one's not glued down, but let's just like so. I should use tweezers. Tweezers would probably help my bigger fingers. Let's tuck you under there, like so. Okay, voila. Then we need this pink one, I think is up here, right? That's the little one. I think this is the one I did crooked, so then I cut out the big one on top to try and straighten things out a little bit. Okay. This one. Like so. And then we can put this one in. Sorry. Maybe I would do better standing, but then my feet hurt. I don't know. I just need to figure out why, because I've tried this even on my computer, and for some reason Facebook always freezes up and it won't let me. I don't know if I like haven't up like if it's out of date, like I need to up. I know my my phone needs to be updated, but I haven't because my husband scares me. He's not the best with his phone, but his updates automatically, and he's been having so many issues with his phone. I don't want to I don't want the same problem. Okay, so we've got kind of all those pieces in there now. Then we want to add our extras. So we'll put that, sorry. I always, my chair and my desk just don't work together. Okay. And then I can peel this one, which goes on top. So there's lots of pieces and parts in this die set that can really make for some cute fancy balloons. And you can see it's kind of cool how you can use the designer series paper to your advantage. So even if you don't have the stamp set, you could just have some fun. I was thinking of this, but think, no, that doesn't work. Huh, oh, no. I was gonna go, because this I was gonna put on here. I don't know. Let's start with this piece. That's the other thing too. Stamp sets and bundles don't come with instructions necessarily. You just kind of have to play and decide what you like or don't like on things. Where did my other piece go now? Oh, here it is. See, I was thinking this would go in between, but it's too small. Okay, never mind. We'll leave that piece off. I'm going to put my glue on here because that's the part that's sticking up. It'll be easiest to make it hold. And then we'll put our other piece here. Oh, this stuff stuck to me. Oh, and I forgot to put, so on the other ones, I did put a basket behind the basket, but now I'm realizing I really didn't need to, because with it being on the white, I don't need to add, like here, I could add, depending where, no, I'm not even gonna add it. Not even. Okay, and then we've got, we just want to, what I have, like, because it doesn't match the lines necessarily, so I just try and get it so that it hits on the balloon kind of thing on the right spot, like so. Cool, right? I thought it was neat. Anyways, where's my sentiment? So then we've got, I pulled out the Up, Up and Away, Hooray, It's Your Birthday, which goes with the set. Now, I should say that this is the using up, this is the using up your designer series paper, because there's actually designer series paper that goes with this set, and you can actually cut out the balloons. Like there's always, Stampin' Up! Always has paper that matches the dies, so you don't even have to, but see how like it's all the same color and there's no dimension. This, you've got like so much texture, and but you could do the same thing with that paper. You could just use the patterns and do it that way. This one, I'm gonna hide the, how about here? I think that's where I'll put it. I will put some dimensionals. So this one's kind of the opposite of the first one. The first one was pattern on the background and white on the front, like that. Or like, I don't like these. I don't like these clouds. Anyways. Okay, there we go. And then it would go on to some cardstock. So here I used the Wish Bag, which is another sentiment in the set. And here I've used the, so you can see I cut off my balloon here. So this worked a bit better using the adhesive sheets for, and I didn't have to get messy and glue things. So that is second way. The third way is a really fun one. This one I really, really like, and I hope that since it's my wow card, that it wows you. Let's hope. Okay, so I don't need this. I need this. Just get things out of the way. So I can find it as I go. All right. Okay, so then we've got, I said we were gonna, we've got our little kidding around papers. And so let me pull these out because until someone else pulled them out, I was kind of like, I don't know. These papers are so cool. So they have 2 of each, and they're all different themes. So there's like a reading one. There's a baking one. There's, there's a animals like pets one. There's kind of a make-believe one, like dress up. There's a kind of an outdoorsy one. And then I believe there's a sports one. Oh, that's the reading one. I thought there was... oh, there's a craft one. So there's one crafting. Or maybe the outdoor is the sports. I thought there was an... am I missing something here? I thought there was one that I had seen with a ball. Strange. I'm sure there was one with a ball. Here's the pets one since it was all cut out. Okay, well, the outdoorsy one is the everything one, because the dies have a ball and stuff. So, okay, I'll put that away later. Anyways, so there's lots of fun things on these papers. But the nice thing too is, oops, I wasn't supposed to reveal that. The other side has these nice patterns. So, and they're pretty kind of subdued, right? You don't have, like, not white and something or multicolored something. So the other, like, there's this beautiful blue. Here's the green one. There's this really great backgrounds. So you, like the scenes. So you could do scrapbooking or you could do cards with that. Anyways, just like super fun. Like, it's hard to know which side of these things to use. But now I'm using it for a whole other purpose here. So I've taken, here's my, this isn't part 2 yet. I'm still going to do a part 2 of the, what is it? Enduring Beauty. So I did this a couple weeks ago now, I think. 2 weeks. So this is the one that has a stamp set. It has the stencils and it has some pretty simple dies. Like, it's not a big die set. The stencils and the stamp set are kind of more the star of the show. And now we're going to take it one step further using designer series paper. So in the magic of television and in the interest of saving time, I pre-did 2 of these. So what I did was I just stamped them with Versamark. So I did some before where I used Versamark with my Stamp-ratus. I stamped it in Memento first. Then I stamped it in Versamark. Then I added clear embossing powder. That gives you a bit of a thinner, I think this one. So I don't know if you can tell, like, I mean, this is way darker than this, right? So this is just Memento with clear embossing powder. This is Versamark with black embossing powder. So I mean, either one is fine. Just depends on the look you want. If you prefer the more subdued, then use the clear embossing powder with some Memento. If you want the black, then use the black embossing powder. So, or if you have one and not the other, then you've got choices. So I've left one to do here. And then I've pulled, so these are all from the Kidding Around. This one is from the Eclectic Designer Series paper. So we're really, like, if you know my style, like, I am not like out of the box kind of person. This has really pushed me, and I had fun making it, and I actually kind of like the result. So it's I'm growing. I'm getting older. Okay, so I think in the interest of not wasting paper, I'm just using it like all, because then I can use kind of that side of the paper. Because you know, I never have enough designer series paper. This whole thing is about using it up. But anyways, okay. So what I have been doing, I probably don't need to, but I've been covering my butt and I've been inking this up with Versamark. And then I do just kind of a quick pass over with the Memento. So that way if my, and I forgot the static toe, if my black powder does not fill all the areas, then it still has kind of black in the background. It doesn't have to be, I'm not worried about it being super dark because I am using, if I was to do, if I was using clear powder, I would probably stamp it twice, like once with the once with Memento and once with Versamark, or even twice, but like until it had a really good solid black outline. Okay, then I need my black powder paper. And hope that it doesn't stick everywhere because I didn't use the anti-static tool powder. Not bad, not bad. This part is a little bit off, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, let's put the powder back in its container here. And then I'm going to wipe all, see how just powder just gets everywhere. Okay. And then we will use our heat tool. I'll just heat it up a little bit. So now you can see why I did the other two first. That way you don't have to sit here going, and I don't have to think of things to say to entertain. So isn't this, like, I love the colors on this paper, for one. And I just think it really lends itself to using it with the flowers. Maybe because it is more subdued. But like the green was perfect to use. Well, I'm going to give it away if I say what I'm about to say. So, I just have to wait. See how my powder totally missed that spot. I could go back since I used my Sale-a-brate, but that's okay. You will see I'm not using the entirety of these. They're about to get hacked up. That's right. Yours truly is going to fussy cut. It's not often, but I'm going to do it today. And I'm gonna like it. Okay. Now, first time I did this, I made the mistake of cutting everything out that I wanted and then worrying about doing some shadowing. And I just kind of went in with a blender brush to kind of give the edges and stuff some shadow. And then I got thinking, I was like, wait a minute. I have stencils. Why am I sitting here torturing myself when I could do the stencils on top of this and get a really cool look? So I haven't done this with my original, but I'm going to do it now. So I'm not going to use the full stencil, right? Or the flower part. I'm going to use more the details. So this might not work the way I wanted it to. Well, I wonder, maybe I should use the full. Hang on, let's see. Didn't quite think this through. How do we even, there we go. Is that right? That goes there. Right? That's not quite right. What's going on here? There we go. There we go. I think we got it. By golly, I think I've got it. Okay. So here I can use my crushed curry. Let's just try. You know what? But I really don't want like heavy duty crushed curry. So I'm gonna really take some off. I just want it to look like there we go. Okay. So we've added a bit of color to that. It's almost a little more darker than I would have liked even. But that's okay. That's okay. It's all good. It's all good. All right. Let's wipe this off before I get it on. So I'm just trying to think now. Okay, so we'll do the same thing kind of with this one. Oh, I need that one again. Should I do the same thing? Yee. It's a whole lot of yellow. That crushed curry can take over an entire project. Okay. So, let's line this up again. Try anyways. Okay, here we go. Then this time we will use the Fairy Burst, which is what this one is. And I'm just gonna do these 2 flowers. Well, actually, I'll do them all just because I told myself I would use the reverse of, you'll see what I'm doing. You can use them all. Okay, so that one's a little more subtle, which is nice. It's kind of the look I was going for. And then some of these flowers are in with the leaves. So, and I just want to get these flowers. Oh no, I want to get with the detail. This one. So this one only has, oh, the 2 flowers. There's 3 flowers though, I thought. There is. Am I miss? Oh yes, I'm missing it. Okay. And third. There we go. And this guy here. Doesn't matter if I get the leaf because you'll see. Okay, so we've got our little flowers. And then for the last one, we want, oh, I'm going to have to use this again. Oh, I will have to clean it because now we don't want, this is the one where we might want to hide the flower, not hide, block off, mask, that's the word I'm looking for. I'm gonna have to mask the flowers on this one, although maybe not. Okay. So I'm gonna line this up. So it was probably way faster the way I did it before, because I didn't line anything up. I didn't use stencils. I just did a quick. So if you want a quicker way to do this, don't use this technique. And I will show you what I did after. Oh, I just did just the flower. I'm meaning to do the leaves. Silly. Okay. There we go. So all three are done without a whole lot of stuff. Then what I did, which I could have done, but I didn't. I'm going to take this big die and cut each of these out, all three of these. And the reason being is it makes it a little less fussy cutting on my end and a little less boring for you guys. So I'm just going to bring in my boss here. Maybe I can, actually you have pretty decent view. And then I'm just going to line it up. And I have it facing the wrong way. Okay, so that's the first one. And we've got this one. You could, I think on this one I added some Flirty Flamingo also. If you want to add more pink instead of the crushed curry, you could kind of change it up. And then we've got our green one. So this is kind of like your Instacolor way of using your designer series paper. So instead of having to color something all like starting with white, you're starting with color and working with it, and it makes, I mean, the coloring I just did took a little bit longer because I had to line it up, but you'll see my final, my original, I did not. So I am not going to cut my green one. I'm going to leave this one as is. I am going to cut up these two. Okay, so for these ones, I want to use the 3 big flowers in this color. So I'm just going to come in here and cut around on the nice thing is when you emboss, the only part I find difficult is deciding which flower belongs to which in this this bunch here. This goes with this. Okay. And so we don't want the leaves. You could cut them out And in fact, I think I did end up doing this. You can cut them so that they are singles flowers, so you can raise them differently, have them at different depths. I'm just starting out by having my flowers first, and then I can cut them apart if I decide I want to. There we go. Okay, so the leaves and flowers are all gone, and now I could just simply go like that, or I can cut them apart. But let's get our berry burst here. So we need this flower. Set this guy here. And then we need this one. Eeh. And it looks funny when you're first cutting them because they have these weird angles because there's like a leaf or something that you're not seeing, but then when you put it together, it's actually works. Okay, I find because it's all one color, it's also hard to distinguish that start and stop. Okay, it's like, okay, this is a leaf, this is the flower, which part's which? Whereas if it was colored differently, you wouldn't have that problem. Okay. Then we need our other two little buds here. One. And I figured out the buds, each of the buds are quite different. Like they have a different pattern to them. So you know where each one belongs without, if your thing gets bumped and you're like, oh no, I don't remember where it was. It's quite easy to figure it out. Okay, so we've got the start. Now I think, so what I did with the first one, I glued these ones down and then I was popping up these flowers. So I will do just that. And you want to make sure you line it up with that edge so that the green isn't popping out. Let's see, you want it to look. You want it to be a flower, not greenery. And that's why sometimes using glue helps, because it gives you that little bit of wiggle room. I'll do this one. Pretty sure I've done at least one other video on using up designer series paper. Probably every year that there's whenever there's celebration, and I've got, oh my gosh, I have so much paper. So one of the classes I'm going to be offering very soon, I just haven't posted it, is, like I said, with the stippled roses. And the whole premise of that class is using up an entire pack of designer series paper in one go. So and you'll have 40 cards at the end of it to show for it. If you don't want to use the entire pack, you can make half and have 20. I find they're great to use for gifts for people, like if you package them in a package of 10 or 20. Maybe it's no, it's 40, I think. And just do it that way. Okay, so I'm gonna do the outer ones, I think. Let's see where these go. Here. But before I do these, I'm gonna take my petal pink and my brush here. Oh, I think I ended up using this for a different color. Oh, that's not bad. And I'm just gonna kit. So this is, I didn't do this stenciling with the initial one. I just kind of did this. So if you don't want to take the time to fiddle with the stencils, you can just come in once your flowers are cut. You can do this with the berry burst, and you can do it with the leaves as well, right? But you can give it some hits of color that way as well. It's totally personal preference and how much time you want to spend. You can see this is pretty quick compared to fiddling with the stencils and cleaning them off and switching colors and whatever. And here we go. So it just makes them pop a little bit more than they would otherwise. And then and who knew that this was kitty paper? Did you ever imagine? Could you imagine making this beautiful set of flowers using the kitting around paper? This is like way out of the box for me. But it worked, and I'm quite pleased with. Now I could go down with my other one. I actually went up. I doubled it up. I went for super uber. So I put them down, take off, put a second one on each one, and then put it down. So you gotta hope that this one's not going through the mail, because if you're using double dimensionals, it will most likely get returned. And that's not what I did not do that when it got returned. Make sure that it's all within regulations. Okay. There we go. Isn't that pretty? What do you guys think? So if you wanted to pop this whole thing up, you could cut out a piece of cardstock again and then put it on. Or we can just take our background here. So I've got a piece of black cardstock and our eclectic designer series paper that just happens to be crushed curry, which is one of the colors in the kitting around. So it kind of pulls that in. And I just thought this was cute with the big polka dots. And then you can just glue her down. Oopsie. Boy, I'm messy with my glue today. Maybe I'm having fine motor skills issues. I did have roughing yesterday. She beat me up pretty good, so maybe it's just my muscles are angry. Okay, I did get some glue on here, so let's take that off so we don't get things all gluey. And then we needed a sentiment. So hopefully it hasn't gotten lost in the, there it is. I decided to use the wishing you everything wonderful because it could be used for a birthday, but it could also be used for other things. This is the Charming Sentiments that has the matching dies. It's in the annual catalog if you're looking for that. And I think it'd probably go well here. So I'm going to put so since this part is doubled up, we have to double up our thing on this side. Otherwise it would kind of sit like it would bow as you tried to, and then maybe a small double. It's like I'm ordering a coffee. Small double, please. And then we'll just put some stencil. Okay. And then it just sits nicely right there. Oh, you know what? I'm going to put one of these in here. Oops. There, and then it holds that part up. And voila! I don't know where my card base is. I lost my base. It's supposed to be, oh, here it is. Found it. Okay. So we've got a nice thick white cardstock. And I would just use Stampin' Seal here, but since I have so much rocking, it's easier with glue. There we go. Then if you want to add a little bit more bling to it, get really fancy, you could use I think the butterflies are still current, but there's also the birds and dragonflies that you could use. So whatever suits your fancy. Maybe one here and one here and one here. There. And voila. That is the final card of the day. So we went from super simple but cute, right? This was easy peasy. Cut out some dies, use your designer series paper as your background. Then we went to cutting out your designer series paper with, that doesn't want to bend that way. Mental note, when you do your cards this long way, it is much better to score them before you fold them, because otherwise it makes a messy fold line. So here's where the dies were cut out with designer series paper. And then here we use the designer series paper to bling up. Again, it was die cutting, but we kind of really used up some designer series paper to make something pretty unique, I think. I hope it's unique. Anyways, it like somebody who saw this probably wouldn't even register that was designer series paper. They probably just think it was colored, I think. I don't know. What do you think? Anyways, that's what I have for you today. Have a great rest of your week, and we will see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.